Hi there, I'm Pat Stetzer, and welcome to Game On from CMSportsNet, the new show we'll be bringing you every Wednesday night where we check in on all things Carroll County High School sports. This week, we'll see a preview of the first CMSportsNet Game of the Week of the football season this Friday, featuring two good teams looking to make a statement early on. Westminster hosts Franklin in a matchup of two 3A state quarterfinalists from a year ago. We'll highlight some players to watch, as well as hear from both coaches ahead of Friday night's game. We'll also preview the upcoming soccer season for both boys and girls and take a look ahead at some of the upcoming matchups on their schedules. And we didn't forget about the Carroll Lynx this year. We'll see highlights from their first men's soccer match of the season versus Montgomery County, as well as the volleyball team's first ever match versus Cecil College, where fans were out in full force rooting on the Lynx. We'll also usually unveil the CMSportsNet Athlete of the Week on this show, but with this only being the start of the fall season, we'll make our first selection after some of the action is unfolded. All right, let's go. It's game on. CMSportsNet is back to bring you unmatched coverage of Carroll County High School sports. From exclusive interviews to plays of the month to our signature Game of the Week broadcast, we bring you the action that no one else offers. Throughout this fall season, we'll be broadcasting live from all around Carroll County, and we may even be in multiple places at once for our multi-game coverage. The first broadcast of the fall season will be from Ruby Field between the Owls and the Indians. Before we get into a preview for this week's Game of the Week, let's take a look back at the top football plays of the 2022 season as voted on by you, the fans. Are you ready? Throughout the summer, we asked Carroll County High School football fans to vote for their top plays from the 2022 season. CMSportsNet put together a handful of memorable plays, and you, the fans, put them in order for all to see. As we get ready to kick off a new high school football season, let's pause to take a look back at some jaw-dropping highlights from around Carroll County. Before we get to the top 5 plays, let's catch some of the best moments that didn't quite make the list as voted on by the fans, but they certainly deserve another look. And that was an underthrown ball at midfield that is caught by Shea Adelaja.
The county in rushing a year ago, we could see a lot of him today. And he gets the ball in the first carry over the left side and makes the most out of it, and he is gonna be gone. That's gonna be a 62-yard touchdown for number 1, A.J. Rodriguez.
Brown speed.
Third down play, Walker's gonna keep it, get the first down and more. And he breaks away from the defense. Tyrese Walker and Carter Maslowski, the quarterback for South Carroll, is going to roll this way toward the near side, wait for Nate Bohr to sort of find some space. And Nate Bohr, that is a tremendous catch.
How about that catch?
One-handed. One-handed in the back of the end zone, no less. All right, it's that time. You cast your votes for the CMSportsNet's best football plays from the 2022 season. So here they are, from number 5 all the way down to number 1. Let's go. Number 5. Liberty's Michael Steinbrenner makes a nifty one-handed grab for an interception in the Lions' Week 8 matchup with Westminster. Walker's pass is intercepted.
One-handed.
A big play from number 15, senior Dean Bomeyer. And that was number 4. Mason Fisher gives the Owls the game-clinching score late in their Week 5 game against Manchester Valley on this jet sweep for a long touchdown. And look out. He breaks the tackle, and guess what? Wow. That is a back-breaking touchdown for Westminster. Number 3. Winters Mill quarterback Caleb Kraus finds Sean Restivo for a 17-yard touchdown in the final minute. Falcons edge century in Week 4 by 1 point. Number 2, Liberty and Williamsport hook up in a playoff game classic, and Lions receiver Sam Evans does all he can to haul in this long pass from quarterback Jack Pelishotti during the first quarter. Number 1, here it is, the top play from 2022 as voted on by you, the fans. South Carroll and Liberty battle in Week 7. Cavaliers running back A.J. Rodriguez gets a handoff and runs into the pile, but stays on his feet, spins and breaks free for a South Carroll touchdown. It was an exciting season in many ways a year ago, and I'm sure we'll see many more plays like that this year with the season right around the corner. Let's pivot now to the first CMSportsNet Game of the Week preview for the fall season, and it should be a great one. Westminster has a target on its back after an exceptional 2022 campaign. The Owls went 10-2, with their only 2 losses coming at home in Week 3 to South Carroll and in the playoffs to Oakdale. Westminster shared the Carroll County title with Liberty and South Carroll, all finishing with a 5-1 record. The Owls will be led by senior Kyrese Walker, a first-team All-County quarterback in 2022. Westminster crafted an 8-game winning streak that floated into the playoffs before losing to Oakdale at Ruby Field in the 3A Elite Eight. Franklin went 8-4 and reached the 3A quarterfinals and took out Carroll County opponent Manchester Valley in the playoffs. The Indians were balanced on offense and used 2 quarterbacks and a host of receivers and backs last year. Franklin won 4 in a row before falling to River Hill 7-0 in the quarterfinals. Franklin and Westminster met in the 2013 playoffs, and the Owl season came to an end that year in a 49-14 defeat. You take a look here, you'll see a better look at 2 players to watch in this upcoming matchup. Franklin junior running back Anthony Gibson returns after averaging more than 7 yards per carry last year. Gibson ran for more than 500 yards and was pivotal for the Indians in their playoff win over Man Valley. On Westminster's side, it's senior quarterback Kyrese Walker, who ran for over 1,000 yards and threw for more than 1,800. Walker scored 18 touchdowns on the ground for the Owls, and he threw for 19 touchdowns as well. Now it's time for the Coaches Corner, where we'll hear from both teams' coaches, with this week being Westminster's Chris Bassler and Franklin's Anthony Burgos. We'll start with Coach Chris Bassler. Let's take a listen. Coach, just a few thoughts about your Week 1 opponent in Franklin. They're a good program, been a good program for a long time, like you told us. What have you seen out of them, or what do you remember from them?
You know, they're very athletic, and you know they're big up front, and they're well coached, which is a pretty tough combination. You know, if you look at the kind of program they've been, the kind of program we've been on paper, this looks like a great matchup. And you know, we have a lot of youth and a lot of experience, and you know, with that comes a lot of nerves for the first game. So, you know, we're going to do everything we can to try to prepare, you know, to play at that speed and to play at the level we need to play at to compete with teams like that.
You always want to play a good program any time of the season. Do you like playing in Week 1 to give yourself a good barometer of where you're going to go?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you know, we have 2 goals here. You know, our short-term goal is always win the next game. Our long-term goal is always win the state championship.
Sure.
And I think if you're going to have those goals, you know, you can't schedule cupcakes. You know, we have to play the toughest schedule we can to prepare ourselves to get the best we can. So by November, we're at the highest level we can be to try to be in a position to win it all.
When you get ready for Week 1, the kids are chomping at the bit. They're probably tired of hitting each other for days on end, tired of listening to you guys bark at them and stuff. How do you rein in those emotions for that first week and control it, but also keep them up? Because it's going to be a tough game, Week 1.
You know, I think so much of it is just trusting our process, you know, and we talk so much about it's not who we play, but how we play. And that means every day is how we play, how we practice, how we prepare. You know, and when you prepare at a high level, I think it gives your players confidence that they can go out and play at a high level.
Thanks to Coach Chris Bassler for spending a little time with us ahead of Friday's game. Now let's turn our attention to Franklin and hear from head coach Anthony Burgos. Let's take a listen.
Coach, football is back.
Yeah.
All the hard work you guys put in the off season, this past couple weeks in fall camp. How excited are you guys to get back out here on Friday and just get the show on the road?
I think the guys are very excited. You know, anytime you can come back out and play football and get an opportunity to, you know, go out there and, you know, present your talent, I think it's exciting times. I think we had a great summer. Guys are very anxious to get out there and compete. We had 2 great scrimmages against 2, you know, very good teams. So we're excited about, you know, our Week 1.
You're going to be going up against a dual threat quarterback in Kyrese Walker this week. I know you can't tell me all the game plan stuff, but from what the film you guys have watched so far, how do you plan on being able to slow him down this week?
You know, he's the type kid that, you know, he can do a lot of things. He can throw the ball well. He can run. He can, you know, he commands the offense pretty well. So it's just a matter of us just trying to figure out, you know, what our best strategy and try to contain him as much as possible. A kid like that, you don't necessarily stop, but you just kind of hope that you keep him to a minimum.
You've got your own special player in the backfield with Anthony Gibson. How do you plan on featuring him this year in the offense?
So we got three guys, Anthony Gibson, Devin Rollins, and DeAndre Harper. So all three of those guys, guys that we like to, we feel, are very electric and very explosive players. So at the end of the day, we just want to try to get our guys in the best situation, put them in matchups where, they have the advantage, and then, let the game play itself out.
Coach, last question. When you have a matchup like this, especially early on in the season against two great teams, there tends to be a hangover the following week. How do you get you guys up for this game, but not to avoid that hangover in the second?
We kind of talk about every game is, week by week. So this week we just focus on one game, 1-0. So we talk about it just being 1-0 this week, and we talk about being 1-0 in practice. So today's Monday's practice. We want to be 1-0 today. We want to win every day we come out. So we just try to keep the guys even keel. These guys understand. This is a very mature group. So we're excited about what we got going on.
Thanks to Coach Burgos, whose Indians come to Ruby Field for Friday's season opener, which, like I said, is our first CMSportsNet Game of the Week broadcast of the 2023 season. I'll be joined by former South Carroll coach Mike Krause. Our pregame show is set for 6:45 with kickoff at 7. Before we take a break, let's take a look at some of the other football matchups taking place around Carroll County in Week 1. 4 teams have home games, as you'll see. That's Liberty, Manchester Valley, Westminster, and Winters Mill. The Lions host Walkersville, who they beat 34-14 in Week 1 last year on the road. The Falcons get a Williamsport team that went 8-4 and played in the 2A-1A state quarterfinals last season. And the Mavericks face Perry Hall. The Gators also made a state quarterfinal appearance last fall. Be on the lookout this weekend for highlights from Friday's Game of the Week. And tune back in next Wednesday when we'll break down all the action from Week 1. And if you're looking for more football coverage for each team going into 2023, be sure to check out our YouTube and Facebook channels for more on-demand coverage of team-by-team breakdowns, as well as cable channel HD 1086. When we come back, we'll take a look at the best boys and girls soccer teams from the Carroll County heading into 2023. And we'll also check in with the Carroll Lynx as their fall season is already underway. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hey there, I'm Pat Stetzer.
And I'm Michael Duffy, inviting you to join us for The Score and more.
Each week we'll talk about high school sports in Carroll County. We'll share information about upcoming games, highlight coaches and athletes, and much more.
We'll even try to have a little fun along the way. Don't miss The Score and More podcast presented by CMSportsNet.
The Score and More Sports podcast is available online at carrollmediacenter.org and on a variety of podcast channels. Skill, dedication, leadership. Just a few of the things it takes to be named CM Sportsnet's Athlete of the Week. Hi, I'm Pat Stetzer. Each week, CM Sportsnet recognizes an outstanding player for their contribution to their sport. Meet some of Carroll County student athletes and join us as we celebrate their performance, impact, and outstanding accomplishments.
We weren't going to let it go. The CM Sportsnet Athlete of the Week is sponsored by Genova's To Go, locations in Westminster, Hampstead, Manchester, Hanover, and Eldersburg. Genova's, pizza, pasta, subs, and more.
Hi, my name is Ryan Finn. I'm a graduating senior at Century High School, and I did an internship at the Carroll Media Center. I selected this internship because I play basketball, and I saw the CMC at one of our games. I'm very interested in journalism and broadcasting, so it was like a perfect fit. Day-to-day stuff, I would do different type of blogs, reporting, covering, giving out highlights. In the fall, I'll be planning to attend Ohio University to major in journalism and minor in broadcasting. I would definitely recommend the internship at CMC because you work with a lot of great people and you should give it a shot.
Welcome back to Game On. Soccer season also kicks off this weekend with numerous matches taking place in and around the county. Before we look ahead, let's take a look back on last year to see how the county girls soccer season unfolded. Century won the 2022 Carroll County title, and the Knights didn't stop there. They closed out the season on a 7-game winning streak and won the Class 2A state championship. Century went 15-3 rather, led by the CMSportsNet Defensive Player of the Year in goal, Mia Graff, and the Knights' return top scorer, Harley Hamlin. Westminster went 9-6 and 4-2 in Carroll County play and finished in second place thanks to a 1-0 win over Liberty back in last September. The Owls' top returning scorer is junior midfielder Jennifer Vasquez. Liberty also went 4-2 in county play, and the Lions posted 8 wins in 2022, led by forward Hannah DeVincent and midfielder Maddie Rightina, the CMSportsNet Offensive Player of the Year. DeVincent is back for this fall after tallying 10 assists. Manchester Valley defeated Westminster in the 3A North playoffs and finished 7-6-2, 3-3 in the county. The Mavericks bowed out against Mount Hebron, the eventual 3A runner-up, but they do return speedy forward Emma Penchik, and they have a new head coach in Wade Shank. South Carroll was 2-3-1 in the county and 5-5-2 before the postseason. Then they won 5 playoff games to reach the Class 1A state final. SC fell short against Falston in the title game and ended the season at 10-6-1. Senior forward Addison Davis returns after finishing second in the county in scoring in 2022. Winters Mill jumped out to a 4-1 start but had difficulty throughout the fall. The Falcons finished 1-5 in the county but still had a 6-6 regular season. Grace Weinrich, the county's leading scorer last fall, is back for 2023. Francis Scott Key went winless in the Carroll County Athletic League at 0-6, but the Eagles enjoyed some lopsided victories during the fall. One of those wins came in the playoffs, a 9-1 victory over Pikesville. FSK has a new coach this season in Teresa Watkins. All right, now that the fall sports season is about to begin, let's see who the county teams open 2023 with. Manchester Valley kicks things off with a 9 a.m. game against North Hartford in the Labor Day weekend tournament. Century is also in action on September 2nd. Knights play at Chesapeake High School against South River. Liberty and Westminster get to open the new season at home on September 5th. Let's turn our attention to boys soccer now. Liberty is the reigning county champ after going 6-0 against Carroll County teams in 2022. The Lions won their 5th county title in the last 7 seasons, but rival Century got the best of them in the regional playoffs. The Knights have a new coach in Stephen Hurst, and Liberty has a new coach as well in Donnie Quaidar. Andy Hicks is the other new varsity boys soccer coach this fall as he leads Francis Scott Key into the 2023 season. 5 teams had 500 or better records in county play 1 season ago. Now let's find out how the county teams will be kicking things off in 2023. Century's up first with a home match against Athelton on September 1st. South Carroll and Man Valley are in tournament action on the 2nd, and Francis Scott Key has a home opener set for September 5th. Men's soccer is back at Carroll Community College and the Lynx 2023 season is underway. New coach Joe Pratt has an eager group of players heading into the fall with many former county standouts on the roster. Century's Cooper Neal, Westminster's Zach Gagler, and Man Valley's Abram Costanzo, to name a few. The Lynx opened their season against the Montgomery County Raptors on August 22nd, so let's see how things unfolded. Carroll Community College hosted Montgomery College in the 2023 season opener for both men's soccer squads, with new coach Joe Pratt leading the Lynx into action as they tried to end a dreadful streak against the mighty Raptors. Montgomery came into the opener having defeated Carroll 3 times by a combined 28-0 in the all-time series. Carroll gets a chance early on here in the Montgomery box, but a crossing pass is picked up by Raptors goalie Thomas Morrow. The Lynx are playing good defense too. Keeper Emeris Acevedo makes the stop after Montgomery's Jason Guevara sends the ball in. Carroll stays strong on defense. Watch as the Lynx contain the Montgomery attacker and force a takeaway to get possession. Acevedo comes up big again here with a nice jump save, and we're still scoreless in Westminster. Here's another chance for Montgomery on the throw-in, but Acevedo makes the save. Still scoreless late in the second half, and Acevedo tries to play the ball through the middle, but Montgomery almost makes him pay. The Lynx defender comes back to keep it 0-0. We're into the final minute, and Carroll is close to drawing with the reigning national runner-up. But Brian Nutchang gets a head on the ball, and it finds the net. The Lynx plead for a handball call, but the goal stands. final score is Montgomery 1, Carroll 0. The Raptors finished with 24 shots and 11 corner kick tries, while the Lynx have 3 shots and 0 corners. Carroll holds its own on defense and gets 11 saves from Amaris Acevedo in defeat. Carroll dropped its first 3 matches of the season, but they battled Montgomery and Hartford Community College before falling short. Now on to the Lynx's inaugural volleyball season, which started August 23rd against Cecil College. Carroll hosted the Seahawks at Copper Mine Pantherplex in Hempstead, and it was a raucous atmosphere. Let's take a look back. Carroll Community College made history on Wednesday, August 23rd by hosting its first ever volleyball match when the Lynx welcomed Cecil College to the Copper Mine Pantherplex in Hempstead. A large crowd came out to support the Lynx at their inaugural match, filled with excitement and anticipation. Carroll will play its home matches at the Pantherplex, formerly North Carroll High School, throughout the 2023 season. And the Lynx made sure to soak in the moment in their very first contest.
Well, obviously it was awesome because I couldn't believe. I kept looking over there and saying, there's hardly any empty seats. And when the boys started chanting, oh, I just got chills. I thought it was awesome, and we really appreciated the community support.
Oh, it was amazing. It was very nerve-wracking, but it was so exciting, and the support here was amazing. So.
Carroll didn't waste much time making history against the Seahawks. Grace Bowman hits a winner for the first point in Lynx volleyball history. Carly Badorf, a Westminster native, picks up back-to-back kills to keep Carroll close in the first set. It's tied 15-all after this one, and the Lynx go on to take a 23-20 lead, but Cecil rallies to win the first set 25-23. Carroll starts strong in set 2. Here's an ace from Winters Mill alum Stacy Kutzler, and the Lynx lead 4-1. Carroll wins their first set ever after Badorf tallies an ace on set point. Lynx 25, Seahawks 19, and the best of 5 match is even at 1-all. Badorf helps on this big block, and Carroll is battling Cecil in set 4 at 5-5. The Lynx stave off 1 match point later in the set, but Cecil hangs on to win 25-23 and take the match 3 sets to 1. Despite the loss, Badorf said she enjoyed playing in such a big-time atmosphere in front of supportive fans.
Oh, it was crazy. So much different from what I did in high school. So it was, like I said, it was just so exciting. There's a lot of pressure, but they were so supportive, and so it was just, it was amazing.
Carroll has a scrimmage with nearby McDaniel College on August 29th before the regular season continues. Leatherwood already has things she wants the Lynx to work on in their first campaign.
I'm very excited it was out of the way. It was a long time coming. We did have a scrimmage a week ago, so we got a little taste, but this really gave us a taste of what we had.
The Lynx are back in action after Labor Day, and they return home September 13th against Anne Arundel Community College. And that is it for the very first Game On with CMSportsNet. Thanks for tuning in and being a part of this new venture. We'll be back with much more coverage of high school sports, and that includes naming a CMSportsNet Athlete of the Week throughout the season. And don't forget, we're at Ruby Field on Friday, September 1st for the first football game of the week broadcast as Westminster hosts Franklin. Our pregame show is set for 6:45 and kickoff is 7. That'll do it for now. Be sure to follow all of CMSportsNet's content on Facebook and YouTube, as well as cable channel HD 1086. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.